I spent roughly 10 plus hours building and decorating this section of my farm village. And I'm far from having it finished, but it's time to show you the progress and the life I brought to this area. I started by making a pathway to my barn and marking where I want to build houses for the current villagers I already have, along with where I want a few other things. But I realized I need spruce wood. I still have yet to find it, so instead of flying around randomly searching, I decided to build a portal over by the Nether Fortress to see what would be in the area, and luckily enough, I found what I needed. So I cut down a small forest to gather saplings, found snowberries along with a dark oak forest for dark oak wood. Collected way more wood than I wanted. If you ask me, dark wood doesn't drop enough saplings. After I made it home, I picked where I wanted to start farming trees. To be honest, I didn't think it'd be as much work as it turned out to be. But I got dark oak and spruce wood set up after a lot of terraforming and placing saplings.
2 hours later.
After a total of 3 hours, I finally have the beginning of this tree farm finished. I have everything spaced out the way it needs to be for the mangrove and the jungle so they actually all grow. But I also have all the wood types set up now. And I believe I've farmed enough wood. Now I can start building the plans I have in my head. I wanted to begin with the villager houses. So I started by getting the frames of each house done while deciding the heights of each one and color of the supports, then stripping them all down afterwards. I'm wanting to keep them as unique as possible while sticking with the same build palette of mainly oak and spruce wood. I started with the first house in the front of the path. I made it a single story out of stripped oak wood and mainly spruce planks. With the window on both sides and the back being filled in, I kept the roof simple with a nice oak outline filled with spruce stairs with a slab finish and a window on each end. I then wanted a 2-story behind the first one to have a nice height difference, following the same build pattern as the first house again with double windows and a filled in back wall, but for the upper level I used stripped spruce wood for the walls to make it stand out, sticking with the oak outline on the roof and spruce for the rest, overall keeping the build simple. With the build in the middle, I decided to change my original idea, wanting to keep it small almost like a hut, so I used slabs for the main portion of the roof, but using spruce and dark oak this time to change it up a little bit. The final house I built was basically just a mirrored version of the second house, but opposite colors. And the stairs are placed differently. I also changed the roof design by adding a full block in between the stairs to keep all the builds unique. I really like how this last house turned out. Now it's time to add finer details to the builds. I have completed the decorations on the outside of the houses for now. I may change some things at some point, but for now this is how the first house is looking. And I did move the villagers from their cage into the houses, which was a real pain in the ass, but nothing special inside. They all have a chimney with the furnace, their bed, their lectern, and they're locked in there. But on the back of this house, little decoration pieces, chest. I just put the boats in there for now to fill the area. Same thing right here, some shutters. And now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want to change these. Maybe I will, but I don't know what's going back here yet. We'll just have to wait and see. Facing the front of this is how this one looks now. You can see I gave a little fire pit spot down over here. I like it. I hope you guys do too. Again, same thing, lectern, bed, and then their fireplace technically. I don't think I'll put anybody up top just because it's going to be a pain in the ass. It probably just end up being all storage. No reason to show you the interior of this one. I am about to build a pond here with you in a second, but this is the back of it, this side, and then this one. Like I said, it was my favorite looking one and I did the most to this one because of that. But this one has a balcony. The villager is underneath. Made a little vine growing area on the side of it. I also think I'm going to extend some wildlife down into here. Up here will probably just be a storage area if I need it. I thought this was a cool little addition to it. Gives you a great view of this little town. I'm going to continue decorating around this area to bring it more to life. I'm going to start with the pond I just mentioned, and then I do want to add a cart and some bushes. I want to just add in a lot of trees around here and close it in. I started off with a rock formation I wanted a water spout to come out of. I then dug out the pond itself, added in the water. I decided I wanted to add some wheat growing off the side. The color will look nice mixed in with flowers. I bone mealed the whole area around the pond. Then I came back around to add some different colors like the rose bush and orange tulips. To add some depth to the area, I added some moss carpets and then decided to expand the water coming out from underneath the original pond water source. Used some sugar cane to decorate, a little more wheat, and bone mealed the ground. Lastly, I wanted a row of bushes to kind of make a wall to break up the two sections. I've sprouted a forest. Now I've run out of bone meal and I don't have any azalea bushes that I want to grow right now, but that's about all I need to add for this to be done. Some more bone mealing for grass. I want to add a cart right here holding some goods, so it looks like it is taking it down to this dock that I'll build eventually. And so far, other than that, I've gone ahead and decided to make this a sweetberry farm. Obviously I'm gonna cover these and detail it, but that's what's going here. Now I don't think I'm going to fully close it off, but I do want to add some bushes around it. Other than maybe adding some coarse dirt or something around these, I want to say this is it. Doesn't need to be closed off, like I said. Nothing can destroy these, and I think that's a nice little addition. Surround it by trees and it'll look even better. I wanted it to go the other way, but my microphone wasn't connected because I updated my computer, so everything's been reset, unfortunately. But this is my cart design. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's small, compact, and efficient. If you guys are interested in building tutorials like this, or just in building tutorials in general, leave it down in the comments and I will add it to my list of video ideas. So as you saw, I flattened this area out, filled this in a little bit, just made it a little better. I'm not positive what I'm going to do right here. If anything, it's just going to be more trees, but the more I think about it, I kind of want to do like a lighthouse or tower kind of thing right here. But having this mountain, I don't know. Regardless, it's filled in, it looks better. My cart's here, and then at some point I will build this in this episode. It's just not what I want to do at the moment. I've got my next 2 builds planned out idea wise. I want to add a butcher shop right there next to the cow pen with an added section for chickens to be farmed. Then behind that, next to the crop farms, I want to add a crop storage building with a silo on the back. Not sure how it's going to turn out exactly, but we're about to find out together. Jumping right into the building time lapse, I won't commentate the whole thing because even as I'm recording this voiceover, I've been adding changes to the buildings. So once this section is over, I'll show you the current finished product. I really hope you guys have enjoyed the video so far. Please comment down below if you've enjoyed the time lapse of the buildings, or just let me know what part of this video you have liked the most. The feedback is greatly appreciated. I want to make the best content I can for you guys. I may have gotten a little carried away with trying to decorate this area. I'm ready to show you how these buildings turned out. I know you can't see much of the building behind it, but I did change the awning on the butcher shop. Let's start here in the pathway first, because as you can see, I added some trees, moss on the edges to make it look a little better. I think I'm gonna do it all over around here slowly but surely. Bone milled the grass, stuff like that, just made it look a little better. But starting with the butcher shop, I just filled this up with like 5 stacks of eggs. This is what I got out of them, so that's always gonna be nice. But I think the interior of the build is my favorite. You come inside, it drops down, and you get to stand right next to this nice chimney fireplace area. I hope having these trap doors here will stop the villager from getting out, but I do want to just put a butcher back here. The bed will go here. Here's his little like station to sit here and cut his meat up, cook it over here. Stand here and sell it to me or buy it from me. This bay window is amazing. I'm very happy I came back and added this. The exterior of this build came out very well too. I'm happy with this little decoration here. And like I said, the bay window, I think it looks really great. Maybe we'll change the flowers later. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but the window itself, I'm very happy with. Now moving on to this. Obviously you've seen the gist of it being built, so it's just the decorations. I kind of want to replace this with like a chimney and like fireplace thing, but I don't know if I will. I kind of like the building the way it is, but I feel like it's just missing a chimney. Now this is a design from Waddles that I used. Basically I kind of want to add one more just to make it look better, but I don't need it. It's the crop storage in there. Every time you fill a chest up with crops or items, I should say, the light turns on. I will show you the inside here in a second, but it's just a very simple design. I don't know what I want to do in this area, but we'll come around to it eventually and figure it out. I like this little like shelving spot right there, even though I can't put nothing up there. I like the way it looks. I'm not completely sold on this, but for now I'm happy with it. On the inside, I haven't done much. I added a second floor, which I think I'm gonna put a couple villagers up here for crop trading. And possibly like one down here. This is what it looks like for now. I'm just gonna add like a ladder or staircases to get up to the top. But as you can see, I've moved all my crops over here. I haven't been trading them. I've just been saving them up to trade later on. Now for the most part, they've already grown and I didn't think they would yet, but I did just run a line of trees to try and cut it off, so I have an idea of what I want it to look like. Everything outside of that, I want to fill in with trees and make it really dense forest around here. I also changed the roof on the stables. I feel like it looks a lot better than it did before. I'm definitely not done with my farm village here, but I don't want to overload the episode with building the rest of it. Nor do I have all the ideas ready for the rest of this place. However, I hope you guys have enjoyed what has been done in this episode. I'd love to see you guys back for the next one. Please let me know how you felt about this episode, likes and dislikes. The feedback is greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like the video on your way out. As always, have a great day. Peace.